if you find yourself in a medium to larger size organization where there's pretty clear distinction between the technology function and the business functions, it's really important, I think, to understand how to position yourself internally around the language you use when you're talking to various people on the other side of the table, so to speak, on the business side. So the sort of the pure business side. So we'd be talking, if we start at the C level, we'd talk about the CEO or the CFO or the COO, who may have some knowledge of technology. They may not, but they may have some, but it's certainly not something they get up and think about every day. That's your job, right? So understanding how to frame the conversations around IT strategy is really important with this group, and you should never talk to them about pure technology. You should only talk to them in terms of how what you are doing is instrumental to the company's business strategy. How is it going to help us grow revenue? How's it going to help us save money? Or how's it going to help us mitigate risk, right? Those are the three things that any business person really gets up every day and has to think about as it relates to why they even use technology in the first place, right? But beyond the instrumental things, we have to have computers, we have to have connectivity, that sort of thing. But if you want to frame investments or spending for your area with that group, 100% focused on feeding the company's business strategy. In the medium level, it's probably a combination of that and also problem solving, right? You're getting more granular now if you're talking to an area director or someone in the operations side, right? Because they're in the problem solving business. That's what they do. They're not worried about, metrics around net income. They're worried about, like, how do I solve problems, because that's instrumental to how the business performs. So you want to bring it down a level, talk some about specific problems and what you're doing to help solve those problems. And then if you're talking to someone on the front line, I would argue you don't talk to them at all about what you're doing. You only talk to them about what's their experience like. You are really in the business of serving them, so only be asking them questions about what's working and what's not. Forget about strategy at that point. It's more about how do you make their life easier. Because if you do that, they'll tell their bosses and things will work out pretty well.